Hey, what's up ladies and gents, SpoonyPizzas here, back with another eFootball 2023 video. Today I want to look at the best whole players for every single budget. Now, I've already spoke about how important the whole player is now with regards to the update in version 2.4. It really does help link the midfield and the attack, so you pretty much have to have a whole player, especially if you've only got one striker up top. So we are going to be looking at whole players for every budget, and every player that I'm going to mention today, it has got one-touch passing and through passing. I think those are two qualities that you have to have in that sort of whole player role, because at the end of the day, he's going to be the one playing the through balls to your striker. He's going to be one linking that midfield in with the attack. So one-touch passing and through passing are a must. So first up is Juan Mata. As you can see here, he's not the quickest, but he's got great tight possession. And these are the sort of, I'm just going to touch on these areas that you sort of need to boost when you think about training the whole player. And this goes for every single player. You want to boost the tight possession, the ball control, the dribbling, the, if you are going, now the other option is to go for a striker of the ball rather than a passer. Personally, I prefer passes, so ideally either low passing and lofted passing stats, which he's got. He doesn't need to be exceptionally quick in the whole player role, because to be honest, speed is not all that important in that role, to be honest, for me. It's all about getting control of the ball, being able to control it first time and then lay it off or play in your striker. So for me, like I said, the ball control, dribbling, tight possession, low passing stats are the most important. And then if you've got finishing, that is just an added bonus. Curling is also nice along with the kicking power if you are going to take those long range shots. But first up, Juan Mata. If we just take a look at his player skills, first time shot, one touch passing, through passing, weighted passing, pinpoint crossing is a nice to have, and also low lofted pass is also nice to have as well to play through to your striker. So for just 10,000, I think he's an absolute steal. At 17,000 is Fabio Carvalho, just above Juan Mata. Now he's probably more dynamic on the ball in terms of his pace and his acceleration. He's also got 53 levels to train up, so you can pretty much, like I said, boost those areas that I've already mentioned. And if you want him to be more of a finisher than a low passer, you can absolutely do that. But if we take a look at his skills, he has got first time shot, one touch passing, through passing, weighted passing. So those are the real key ones. He's got scissor feint as well, which is one of my favorite skills. He's just 20 years old, so he's going to get the boost off those managers that give you that sort of training boost under the age of 23. So you have got that advantage there. Another player not to ignore is Carlos Alena. He is just 24 years old. He's not the quickest, but again, he's got the stats in the right place. He's got 45 levels worth of training and one touch passing and through passing. I wouldn't say he's as good as the other two that I've just mentioned, but worth keeping on your radar if you do want a Spanish alternative. Another very fast, dynamic moving player is Simmons, who plays for PSV. Again, boost up the same stats that I've just mentioned, but looking at his player skills, one touch passing, through passing, and he comes in at just 17,000. So a very, very nice player at that sort of price. Double touch as well, Marseille turn, sombrero, really nice to have. Obviously the one touch passing, through passing. The no look pass is a bit of a gimmick, but gamesmanship can earn you the odd free kick on the edge of the box, and he can play multiple roles, but obviously that attack midfield role is where he's really going to be suited. For 14,000, you can pick up Minamino, and he is very, very quick across the ground, 78 acceleration, 75 speed. And taking a look at his player skills, dipping shot, long range shooting, long range curler, acrobatic finishing, one touch passing, through passing. So I would probably boost his finishing and maybe, try to get him in the box more often. So set him on player runs from that midfield area, play into your striker, and then he can probably, get you the odd goal or two as well from that attack midfield role. For 22,000, Lanzini is a very, very nice player. Just look at his player skills, ball control, dribbling, tight possession, low passing, lofted passing. So yeah, I would definitely make this type player the type that feeds your striker rather than shoots. But look at the abilities he has got outside of the one touch passing, through passing, long range shooting, dipping shot, chip shot control, long range curler, so he can hit them. So don't be afraid to boost that finishing and boost that kicking power if you want to go down that route. David Joe was going to love me for this one, pointing out a Club Bruges player here, Vanaken Skywalker. No, he's not Vanaken Skywalker. But seriously, just take a look at his player skills. He's got tons in there, and he's got great stats across the board. Another highly recommended player, and he will just set you back 32,000. Now we're jumping up to 76,000 with Carlos Soler, and if we just take a look, he's got He's pretty pacey. He's got very nice rounded stats across the board. Good stamina. He's got great tight possession, ball control, everything you need. And look at those player skills as well. Probably some of the best you can actually get for this role. And for that sort of money, I think that's what you're looking for. The only downside to him is he's not an attack midfielder, but he still will play an advanced area of the pitch even as a central midfielder. So just make sure you set him as a central midfielder, and he will move into that sort of whole player role if you put him there. For 70,000, you can pick up Dani Olmo, one of my favorite players in this year's PES. Honestly, he is just so good to control and move around with. He's got great acceleration, speed disparity, but again, key stats in the right areas that I've already mentioned. He's got acrobatic finishing, dipping shot, long range curler, double touch. You know, he's got everything you need. Pinpoint crossing, and he can also come off the bench as a super sub, gaining a boost to his stats. Florian Wirtz is an easy choice to make. I've actually got him in my side, and he is one of the best whole players I've actually picked out, and he feels so good. Very good dribbler on the ball, and look at his player skills. You know, outside of one touch passing and through passing, he's got tons and tons of player skills in terms of likes of double touch, sombrero, chop turn, cut behind and turn, soul control. So he's very good, and he's also got long range curler as well, so don't be afraid to take and boost those sort of finishing stats and curling stats as well if you want to make him a finisher over a passer. Zelitsky, who favors the possession game, it can be picked up for 82,000. Now looking at his obviously player skills, he's got everything in the right area. His tight possession is a little bit low for my liking, but he's on form right now. And just taking a look at his player skills, he's got some great shooting ability there, as well as his kicking power, which is 77. So you may want to think about boosting that finishing, because you could obviously hit a few humdingers from range with the dipping shot, long range curling, long range shooting. So yeah, a very nice player, outside curler as well. So yeah, definitely a player to also consider for this sort of price range. Just passing the 100k mark, so in 120k, you can pick up Gundogan, and he's got great ball control, tight possession, low pass stats, finishing, kicking power. He's not the quickest, and he does favor the possession game, which is great for me personally. He's got good stamina as well. His balance is a little bit low, which is a bit of a concern, so he may need to boost that acceleration, balance and offensive awareness. But look at his player skills. He's got some very nice traits there. The weighted pass is obviously a very nice one to have. Long range curler, double touch, cut behind and turn as well. One player I would not recommend is Bruno Fernandes. He just doesn't feel all that great on the ball. His balance is low, his acceleration and speed are not all that great. So yeah, I've actually had this guy. I've had different cards for Bruno Fernandes. He's not really my ideal type of whole player. I would far more prefer someone with more mobility and sort of tight possession, ball control, acceleration stats over this. So yeah, not really a player I would recommend. Certainly for 180,000, I think you're better off putting your GP elsewhere. So that out of this entire pack, I think for value for money, I think Wirtz and Dani Olmo are real nice price points for your GP, and those are my two recommended players if I was going to sign anyone, if I could sign anyone out of this pack and spend the GP elsewhere. So those are the top whole players in this pack for every single budget. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye bye.